So today I want to talk about how having toxins in your gut and your body lowers your vibration and how this affects every single aspect of your life. Now, before we get into that, I just want to mention with the 5-day colon cleanse revival, which was meant to be starting the 26th, we've moved it to 29th because we got told our internet was going to be down in our apartment. And I love to do the masterclasses on my laptop, so I didn't want that. So moved it to the 29th. We'll be kicking off at 8 p.m. UK time on the 29th. And I just wanted to say, people have been asking me questions. It doesn't, just because we're kicking off on the 29th, doesn't mean you have to start the cleanse on the 29th. You have access, lifetime access to all the information we're giving you. So lifetime access to the videos, lifetime access to the PDF. I'll give you the entire breakdown of exactly what to do, when to do it, what supplements to buy, where to buy them, the mental and emotional practices. So you can do this at your own pace, and you can go back through the master classes whenever you need them. And also I wanted to stress, this is the early bird price. The price will be going up. I think it's going up tomorrow. At the moment you get access to the 5-day colon cleanse revival, the 6-day liver cleansing revitalization, and the 30-day parasite cleanse restoration, all for less than £1,000. You know, this is 15 years of priceless personal experience working with myself, with thousands of clients, and over £250,000 that I've spent working with the best in the world to learn these principles, practices, protocols, and like put all that together for you in a bundle that's less than £1,000, and you get, to before, lifetime access to that. So if you want in, DM me the word bundle and I'll send you the link over. Now, also, I wanted to address, people have been asking me about colonics and about fasting and water fasting, so I'll get to that as well. So about colonics, yes, they're great, but they won't get rid of mucoid plaque or those deep lying toxins. I've never seen mucoid plaque released from a colonic for myself for 15 years, for a client for 15 years. And so to get to the mucoid plaque, you actually need advanced techniques. This is also why dry fasting and water fasting are just no longer enough in our super toxic world. I know one of my friends, actually Alex, talked about how, you know, it's the best thing you can do for the body, but unfortunately, Alec is very knowledgeable, but he's not a health coach. He hasn't worked with lots of people in this sphere, and I've had to deal with a lot of people today that have done water fasting, dry fasting, and it's left them worse than when they started, mentally, emotionally as well. They have big issues around food afterwards, but it's because of the world we're in at the moment, which is super toxic. We're exposed to so many different chemicals, heavy metals, flame retardants, VOCs, pollutants, so much more than we will ever design to be, that our bodies are just not capable of breaking down a lot of these chemicals. And so we need certain products, certain protocols, certain enzymes, certain practices to do that. And people can, so before, they can argue this fact with me as much as they want, but I've had to deal and help a lot of people overcome serious issues that they've had by water fasting, dry fasting, because these chemicals are just recirculating in their system, and they get detoxification, which is where these toxins are floating through the bloodstream. They get reabsorbed by the gut back in the system, and they get toxic all over again. That leads to manic anxiety, manic depression, a lot of mental and emotional issues that are through the roof. People getting full on mental, emotional breakdowns from this. And not to say dry fasting or water fasting doesn't have some benefits to some people, especially going without food. You know, when you go without, you go within. But in today's modern world, it's just an outdated, in my opinion, modality. Now, that being said, that's just one part of cleansing. So what I wanted to talk to you today about was, when we are actually cleaning toxins and mucoid plaque and waste from our body, that actually allows us to vibrate at a much higher level. You know, one of my friends who's a detoxification expert as well, I've been learning from, he's one of my coaches. He talks about, you know, how our body is actually a vessel of consciousness. It's not a generator of consciousness. Our brain doesn't generate consciousness. This vehicle receives consciousness. It's like an antenna. And when you have a colon filled with old junk, debris, toxins, chemicals, parasites, plastics, microplastics, then you will automatically be attuned to lower vibrational frequencies, and it will be harder to connect to the higher vibrational frequencies. So, you know, this means when you clean the colon of things like toxins, debris, mucoid plaque that's been sitting there for years, decades for some people, this means your antenna, your body, can start to connect to higher frequencies, frequencies of peace, love, harmony, nature, abundance, and joy. You know, so when you've been living in the Western world, eating the Western diet, living the Western lifestyle, you know, constantly being on the go, paying no attention to your food, eating food on the go, eating it too quickly, overeating, 3 meals and 3 snacks a day, eating processed foods in poor combinations, over consuming alcohol, taking medications, being sedentary, having excess amounts of stress, you know, all this leads to an overburdened digestive tract where the digestive capabilities have been severely diluted, so you can't digest, metabolize, assimilate and eliminate food properly. And as I said yesterday in my other video, you know, the medical industry can deny that you have pounds and pounds of mucoid, old rotting fecal matter, and pounds of mucoid plaque in your colon. It needs to be cleaned, but I've seen it myself, through myself, and with thousands of clients, what's come out of them. And so, as I said, yes, there are lots of cleanses and detoxes out there that you can do, but none of them get the results like we do in the days that we get them. You know, you can do fasts and cleanses for longer, but we get the results that they get in 21 days, in 5 days, because of the principles and practices and protocols and products we use. And so, and then also, I said before, you know, other cleanses out there, they start and end with the colon. This is just where we start. You know, yeah, it's vital, 100% vital to clean the colon, because once you clean the colon, that means that part of the body is clear for when you clean the liver and parasites and heavy metals. When you clean the body of them, they've got a clean pathway to go through, and the pipes are clear, so toxins and debris can leave, which is really, really important. But you know, the clearing the body of the mucoid plaque and toxins and chemicals and this low vibrational energy is super, super important. And we have to start here, but it's not the end. That's why we're going with the liver and we're going with parasites afterwards. But what most people don't realize is 90% of the world, I mean, this is why the world is in such a low vibrational energy. You're always talking about wars and famine and scarcity, and the news is always concentrating on fear. It's low vibration. It's because people are just full of toxins and full of parasites, and that's the vibrational frequency they can connect to. They can connect to other people, thoughts and energies that are on that frequency. As you probably heard me say before, you know, 90% of the world has a parasite infection, and parasites love toxins and things like mucoid plaque because they live in dysfunction. They love you to be toxic. They love you to have no sleep, to eat poor quality food, to not exercise, to not get in the sun, because that's when they can thrive. And then these parasites can infiltrate your nervous system. I did another video that I actually took down, but I'll put it up again, talking about someone saying, no, you shouldn't stop getting parasites because they're not the problem. It's like, no, they may not have been the problem to start with, but they can be now when you've got a parasite infection, which I'll get into. And even National Geographic tells you that parasites have killed more humans than all the wars in the world ever, because they feed off you, and they take your nutrients. They can make you crave foods you don't want. They can make you crave people and situations you don't want to be in, so your life is in a far worse place. And it's just because your body's full of toxins, chemicals, plastics, etc. They love that. That's what they are. It's parasitic by nature, and that's what gets put out into the world. So, you know, they've been on Earth for far longer than us. They can even break down rock if they need to eat parasites and funguses. And they're very, very clever, you know. And this is why you need to change the terrain of your body. And it's like gentrifying an area. The cleaner you make yourself internally, these parasites don't want to be there. They only want to be in a toxic body. And so when you start by getting rid of mucoid plaque, you know, other debris, chemicals, plastics, etc., they don't want to be in your body anymore, and so they move on. They only want a host that feeds them the energies and the food that they crave. And so, you know, the less toxins you've got, the less mucoid plaque you have, the less parasites and parasitic thoughts you have, which means you can then vibrate at a higher frequency, and then you can connect to a higher frequency. So this is the key, guys. You want to be vibrating at higher frequencies. You want to be attracting people, relationships, jobs, finances, you know, situations, people that are on higher frequencies, then you need to make your antenna, your body, a vessel that can reach those frequencies, and that only comes from cleaning it out from the inside out. And this is why we are starting with the 5-day colon revival, then we're going with the liver, and then we're going with parasites. And so before, people are going to have parasites, you're always going to have them, you're not going to get rid of them all, but you want to live in symbiosis with them. Most people have an infection, that's the issue. You know, they're full of ropeworm, tapeworm, liver flukes. Most of the South America is full of Toxoplasma gondii. You know, these are things you don't want in your body. These are just a start, and so these are things you don't want in your body in excess. And when your terrain is clear, you'll have less of them, and you'll be vibrating at a higher frequency. And so this is why, you know, put together the detoxification reset bundle. I said before, you're getting all my knowledge from actually 16 years now, and the hundreds of thousands of pounds I've spent learning from the best and putting this into, you know, something you can buy for only less than £1,000 for the 3 bundles or 3 installments of £397, and you get lifetime access to it. You can go through it anytime, and any updates I make, you'll get them as well. So if you want access to the bundle, want more information on it, you know, the most advanced and comprehensive protocols on the planet, products and practices on the planet, then DM me the word bundle for more information, and I'll send you over the link. But yeah, we start 29th of January, 8 PM UK time. I'll see you there. Lots of love.